Looking forward to a big week of Ragin' Cajun basketball as we take on Arkansas State, team that won 2 games this past weekend against Monroe. They've got excellent guard play in Caleb Fields and Marquise Eaton, guys that we have a lot of respect for and have seen them play well. They also have a freshman who I can't pronounce his name, Jay, but he's the leading rebounder in our league. I know he's a really, really good active basketball player. It's done a great job for him. So we'll have our hands full of those guys when they come in on Friday, and hopefully we can continue the way we played. We did a very good job on Saturday. It was our best game of the year. Defensively, we were really good early and late, and we started off with 8 out of 9 from the three-point line that helped us get a big lead in the first half, and weren't able to maintain that lead. We knew that Arlington would make a run and a hard push at us, but got down to 9 points and we pushed it back up to 20. And for once had a comfortable win, especially on the road. I think we learned some things about ourselves the second night playing a conference opponent. First time we did it on the road, we had some hunches going in. They played correct. So hopefully that'll help us as we move forward and try to string some games together and get off the split that has been happening every weekend. Malik Wilson had a big night, as well as several players. Cedric got us off on a three-point shooting early. Confidence carried over. Malik, Jacoby Gordon, Duguay. We had guys that have shot a poor percentage that made them in the game the other night, and that was huge for us. And the biggest thing about Malik, he had a complete game, played great defense on Griffin and Wells, and then also had 16 rebounds. So 4 steals. I mean, he had a fantastic game, and really excited about him and anxious to see how he's going to play this weekend against Arkansas State.
How much do you think, him hitting 5 threes, obviously the 16 rebounds isn't something that you may expect from game to game, but his ability to shoot the 3 in that game, how much do you think that can carry over for him, and how much has he worked on that aspect of his game?
Well, we talked earlier about in the summer. Well, let's back up to last year. He led our team with 36% from 3. Summer, he shot extremely well, had a good fall, and got off to a slow start in the games and just couldn't get it going. A lot of it was confidence. He stays after every day in practice and shoots, spends time with the coaching staff. And we knew that it was just a matter of time before he would break loose. But he got it going the other night, and all those shots were clean too. I mean, they were all net. Shot the ball with confidence, shot the ball well behind the line, and he was excited to play. And I was glad that he made the shots, but more impressed with the 16 rebounds. I challenged him to rebound the ball. I had no idea he had that many. I thought he probably had about 8 or 10.
What can you guys do to go from being a team? I think you're 500 in the Sun Belt. So what's the next step in terms of going from a team that's, like you said, splitting to going from a team that's in the upper level of the Sun Belt, going from the middle of the pack to the top of the standings?
Well, it's very difficult to play the same team twice back to back, and we are 500. We said the first weekend, I told you guys that Texas State had a very experienced team coming back, returning. They did. We didn't close out that second night after a tie score at halftime. Little Rock, defending champion, very strong team, returning experience more than anybody else, those 2 teams. Same thing. We had a 10-point lead at the half. We couldn't close it off, losing overtime by 2. And then we go to Arlington. They've got a team like us with some newcomers, and we're trying to get a sweep, but it's difficult to play teams 2 nights in a row. We had some ideas going into this game. I think they proved themselves correct, and we learned a little bit more about ourselves. We played our best basketball and to date, and we're trying to get better. And we still got a lot of room for improvement, but I'm encouraged that we can hopefully string together a couple, because whoever does that's going to wind up winning the league.
At this point, are you guys confident in terms of finding different ways to win? You won with defense, you won with making 3. So just at this point in the season, do you feel like you guys can win multiple ways if necessary?
Certainly think we can. We've got a versatile lineup. When we shoot 8 out of 10 in the first half from 3, it will certainly help any game we play, especially when we're focused defensively. So we had a low turnover game on Friday, 10. We missed some free throws, missed some front ends that we normally make. So we'll have to get that going back on the positive side. But we continue to rebound the ball. We're playing hard, and we're coming together as a team.
Coach, where is Ty Harper's what area has he made his biggest impact in?
Athleticism from the guard spot, like Malik. He can do some things. He's got a great burst. Being left-handed certainly helps to some degree, I think, just from the nuances of being a lefty. But he is learning more day by day and making good plays for us. And he had to step in the second half. He started the second half at Arlington. Brian Ayers had fallen on his knee that he had surgery on in October. And as a precaution, we held him out for the second half.
Back to Malik, was it one of those cases where he was feeding off of the defensive end, or was it more that the confidence he gained on the offensive end gave him a little more energy for the defense and the rebounding?
I think it started off with the defense, and then when you added the shots in it, you could tell that it gave him total confidence, and he went and got the ball. Those 16 rebounds, probably a dozen of those were at the rim. I mean, he's going and getting it with two hands above other bigs, and we had more defensive rebounds in this game than UTA had total rebounds. So they shot the ball, I believe, 20 more times than we did from the field. But Malik, you could see it in his eyes early. He had confidence on defense. He had confidence on offense. And when a good college player gets rolling, making shots, good things happen.
Coach, was he, he seems like a guy, talking to him these last 2 years, that he has a great approach mental to the game. Was he more frustrated in those three or four previous games than he normally is, or did he kind of remain calm through that little shooting slump he had?
Oh, he's been calm. There's no doubt it's been on his mind, and he's worked hard. He knows he missed some shots at home against Little Rock in the overtime 2-point loss that would have helped us. And he came out and worked hard this week, and it paid off for him. He had a great game on Saturday, and hopefully he'll continue to play with confidence and take off for the rest of the year.
How would you assess Cedric Russells' leadership ability? He really got you guys off to a good start on Saturday. And how is he someone that can, if things are down or you need a bucket, how can you count on him just to get everybody going if he either does it himself or encouraging somebody else to do so?
Well, it's his team, and we talked about that as a senior leader. He and Duguay both came off the bench on Friday night. I wanted to make them uncomfortable, shake the lineup up a little bit. And I thought they responded. On Saturday, they both played well. And Cedric got it started, hitting the big three-point shot early, and then it bled over to Malik, Jacoby Gordon, Duguay hit one. So guys that have not been making some shots have started making them. And Brian didn't make one. Devin Butts didn't make one. Devin Butts went 9 for 9 in a scrimmage this week from three guys. So he's going to have another game where he comes out and does what Malik did. But Cedric got it going with the confidence early.
So was that something you decided after Friday night's loss, or was that something you were toying with going into the weekend, the starting lineup change there?
No, we changed it on Friday night. I didn't like the way those two guys had practiced and wanted to mix it up a little bit and challenge them, and felt like they responded.
Going back to the split, and this is only using the Cajuns for reference, but in all three of your series, the home team has won the Friday game, and then the road team has won the Saturday game. And I think even for the women, the one series that they've played, it's gone that same way. Do you think there's something to that as far as, I don't know, travel for the road team? Like, would you attribute that to anything, or just happenstance?
It's probably happenstance, but I think there is some issues that deal with the quick turnaround that help the team that's on the road, because we were right there in the hotel. We never lost focus. We didn't go back to the dorms. We didn't go back to our apartments, our homes. We didn't come in and shoot. We stayed, we slept, we watched film, we ate, we game planned, and then we checked out of the hotel and went and got off to a great start. So it's just hard to beat an experienced team 2 nights in a row at home, and I think that's the main thing that we're learning. But it's difficult, and we're going to all be jumbled up here going in. So whoever can pull off several wins in a row is going to have an advantage.
So as far as the matchup, one more thing before I get to that. Was the difference between the two games more drastic in this one than the first two series, or you think the differences in the two games were similar to the first two?
As far as the Saturday game?
Yeah, as far as from the Friday to the Saturday game in the matchup. Do you think that it was more, the two games were more dramatically different this weekend than the first two?
Well, the biggest thing was we came out and we played fantastic. We made those shots early. I felt like we were focused. We had our best Saturday focus. Against Texas State, it wasn't great. Against Little Rock, it was great. If you remember, we came out, we're up 42-32 at halftime. And then Palermo, who doesn't score Saturday night, scored a bucket maybe Friday night. He torched us in that game. And we didn't hang on and lose by 2 in overtime. So we were focused more for this Saturday's game. And the good, strong first half gave us confidence to close it out.
So talk about the Arkansas State and the matchup. And you did a little bit at the beginning, but in terms of how y'all match up with them compared to these last couple of opponents?
They play fast. They've got excellent guard play. Marquise Eaton is a senior from there in Jonesboro who we really like. He's proven himself as an all-conference player the past couple of years. Caleb Fields at the point is shooting the ball extremely well for him. And they're taking pretty good care of it. Fields not as much assist to turnover as Eaton, but both those guys are doing a really good job. Eaton's a great free throw shooter. Fields is struggling there a little bit, but Fields has been the key to their early success. And they've got a young man, again, I can't pronounce his name, but inside he's leading the league in rebounding and done a fantastic job being active and going after balls. So it'll be a game similar to UTA. I would assume the way that they like to play and the way we play should be entertaining basketball.